Hey, is that folk music that you play there? What is that? How do you call that folk music?
I think it was Studs Terkel who asked Big Bill Brunzi, did he consider his blues music to be folk music? And Big Bill says, well, never heard no horses.
Don't hesitate. It could be your ticket to a new tomorrow.
Mary read it on the writer's face. The boys were heading to a far-off place. Said, fetch McCrary and fetch the pipes, and say your prayers to God tonight. Ride with pipes and drums, down to Keller to house the bums. Ride with pipes and drums, down to Keller and do what must be done. Prairie led them down through misty hills. His pipes were singing there'd be blood to spill, but the same drone that turns a man to ghost, it does well back home to those loved most. Ride with pipes and drums, they'll strike a pitch and start the run. Ride with pipes and drums, and chase the devil back where he belongs. McCrary and the boys attacked, while Mary kept the weeds fall back, and left the table set for 8, and watched the sunsets count her ways. Ride with pipes and drums, a flower ground and axes swung. Ride with pipes and drums, while bones and branches torn from where they'd hung. boys came home, Mary fell and cried. The 6 had left her, now she counted 5. Cried, I worked too hard to raise those lives. McCrary, you choose those pipes, alright. Ride with pipes and drums. Oh, back home when the fighting's done. Ride with pipes and drums. The farm's quiet and McCrary's pipes are gone. McCrary's pipes. The pipes are gone now. The pipes are gone. The pipes are gone. The pipes are gone. Thank you.
All right. The show is Horse to Sing None of It. My name is Ralph Litwin, and our guest, all the way from Austin, Texas, Danny Schmidt.
Hi, it's
Welcome
a pleasure
to the show,
to
Danny.
meet you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to hear your music.
Thank you.
Now, that song sounded like it was from a historical perspective.
It was kind of it was inspired partly by listening to a lot of Richard Thompson stuff and getting into some kind of old English and Celtic stuff, and partly I watched this documentary about Scottish clan culture and sort of the role the bagpipes played in leading the armies off to war, and sort of an intimidation factor against the bad guys. I don't know, just had those ideas blowing around in my head. Came out of the tune.
Cool. Great song.
Thank you.
What else would you like to do for us?
Sip a little water. This song I wrote, I had some health problems a couple years ago, and a friend of mine made me a ring that said "This too shall pass" on it to help me keep my equanimity, and this song is about that. Things change fast, but this too shall pass. Better carve it on your forehead, better etch it on your glass, 'cause who can tell when the clock strikes 12 if today's become tomorrow, if it's all just gone to hell. My friend makes rings, she swirls and sings. She's a mystic in the sense that she's still mystified by things, but scared to ask. How can nothing seem to last? 'Cause like a cancer in your body, it all just goes too fast. We think too big. We think ourself is one whole thing, and we claim that this collection has a name and is a being, but deep inside, when every cell divides, well, it sets upon the rule that state self-interest is divine. And cancer, too, lives by this golden rule that you must do unto the others as the others unto you, all for the best. Because it's all that life accepts, and so we kill it like a buffalo with awe and him with respect. Well, don't ask God. Just holler at the sky, 'cause she'll tell it to you plainly in the clouds that whisper by, and praise the shapes. Then praise the way they change, and they'll teach you not to pray to light without you pray to rain. So I pray to hands, and I pray to needs, and I pray to blades of grass to find forgiveness in the weeds. But as for help, I just never did believe, and so I never prayed myself, except to those that prayed for me. The story goes, or the way that I was told, there was a king that always felt too high, and then he fell too low, and so he called all the wise men to the hall, and he begged them for a gift, and the rises and the falls. But here's the thing, they came back with a ring. It was simple and was plainly unbefitting of a king, engraved in black. Well, it had no front or back, but there were words around the band that said, just know this too shall pass. Thank you.
Great. Let's tell folks how they can get in touch with you to find out more information about your touring schedule and your recordings. You're touring in support of Parables and
Parables and Primes.
Primes.
Yeah, that's the latest record.
And they can email you at danny@dannyschmidt.com, or they can go to www.dannyschmidt.com.
Yep, all my contact information's up there. Let's see. You want more tunes?
Sure.
Are we talking or playing? Let's do this song. It's kind of about a couple people meeting up at a bar and not saying a single thing true to each other all night long, and kind of accidentally getting close through that process. She told me that her name was Cleopatra when we met, and I didn't mind at all, but she was lying, I suspect. I told her I'm the emperor of all that I survey. You can call me Alexander. Well, she said that was great, going round this old mobile, going round. It's just as easy talking up as talking down. She told me about the boyfriend who'd proposed in middle school, and stories of her family I could tell she wished were true. Well, it was Christmas in the Catskills and Easter on the Cape. Mama married money and Daddy by mistake, going round this old mobile, going round. It's just as easy talking up as talking down. I told her about the time I got arrested in the park for drinking after curfew, and then for talking smart. And as they drove me to the station house in cuffs and in conceit, I found a quarter bag of weed that'd been stuffed down in the seat. Going round this old mobile, going round. It's just as easy talking up as talking down. I told her about that incident with fireworks and doves. Then she told me about Samoa and Lilicoy in love. We compared our notes on marketplaces, Brownsville and Bombay, and how the story of your life, it's always yours to trade away. Going round this old mobile, going round. It's just as easy talking up as talking down. But when things got quiet, she got far, and I caught a tiny glimpse of Cleopatra's heart, curled up in candlelight at home. Her fingers smelled like cigarettes and another night alone. Comes a time in every barroom night when the light starts getting strange, when the shadows and the highlights start to cross and start to change. And in the hollow of her cheekbones hid both fantasy and flight, as she kissed me on the lips and disappeared into the night. Going round this old mobile, going round. It's just as easy talking up as talking down. It's just as easy talking up as talking down.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Say, Danny, is there a moment that you remember in your life when you said to yourself, I want to be a songwriter? Was there something that inspired that?
No, because I never wanted to be a songwriter. I fell in love with a girl when I was about 25, and I guess I wanted to be a songwriter at that moment because I wanted to write a song for her, and that's when I started writing songs. And then, I don't know, people seemed to like them, so I kept writing them. And yeah, now I kind of travel around singing them. But yeah, no, I never wanted to be a musician when I was a kid. I wanted to be a basketball player. Yeah, so this isn't really working out for me very well. Yeah. Just teasing.
What would you like to sing for us next?
Let me sing this one. It's kind of a long theological song. It's set inside an Easter story, even though it's not a particularly Christian story, I don't think, but it's set in an Easter story. There's 30 days till Easter when the elm tree at the church. Thank God it fell on Friday, 'cause at least no one was hurt. There's fear it might delay the second coming of the Lord, as a stained glass crucifixion was in stains upon the floor. They spent a day of cleaning and a day to board the hole. where the stained glass once had cast a godly light upon the fold. But come the Sunday service, all the faces now were gray. They commenced to take donations as the faithful knelt to pray. On Monday they discovered that the man who'd built the glass was the only man in town who could, and sadly he had passed. But his father, who was 90, said the tools were in the shed, and he'd kindly try and resurrect the window from the dead. The congregation argued, but the wise ones all rejoiced. 'Cause in the one hand was solution, in the other was no choice. So they gave the man their blessings, and they gave his hand a shake. They gave him all the coins they had collected on their plates. It was 7 days till Easter, they'd seen neither hide nor hair. So they came and knocked at supper time in hopes the man was there. But a banging from the basement was about all that they could hear, and curses that might make the devil blush and wash his ears. First thing Easter morning into everyone's good grace, the man was up on ladders with the window nailed in place. It was covered in black velvet like a hood or like a veil. He pulled the sheet and there it hung, apocryphal and frail. The seams had melted jagged, they were crooked like a spine. The glass was rough like hands of man against the hands of time. There was blood stains in the red and there were teardrops in the blue. Said it may not be the best, but it's the best that I could do. The chapel fell to silence, it was more than just surprise. As the monstrosity of color slid its tongue across their eyes, and they shivered from exposure like babies born again, 'cause in every pane of glass was all the joy and pain of man. There is every fearful smile, there is every joyful tear, there is each and every choice that leads from every there to here. There is every cozy stranger, there is every awkward friend, there is every perfect night that's left initials in the sand. There is every day that's filled so full the weeks would float away. There's all those days spent wondering what to do with all those days. There's every lie that's ever saved the truth from being shamed. Every secret you could ever trust a friend to hide away. There's a fortune of discovering a new face you might adore, and the thrill of coming home to find her clothes upon the floor. In the prideful immortality of children in the home, where the storm can't grind the mountain down, it can only shift the stones. There is everything your mouth says that your lips don't understand. Every shape inside your head that you can't carve with your hands. and every slice of glass revealed another slice of life, emblazoned imperfections in a perfect stream of light. It all flooded through the window like rapids made of fire, and then God rode through on sunshine and sat down, 'cause he was tired. He was tired. As the thunder and the hardwood settled back into its place, well, God removed his veil and there were scars across his face. And some folks prayed in reverence and some folks prayed in fear, as all the shades and chaos in the glass became a mirror. Thank you.
A masterpiece, in my opinion.
Thank you. It's nice.
Well, we just have time to thank you for being here and
Well, thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
give your website one more time, www.dannyschmidt.com, for more information, touring schedule, recordings. And I think you got one last song we could start up.
Yeah, let's play one where you can play some harmonica on it with me. Special little treat. Get the host in front of the mic a little more. Take me back to Memphis where the king smoked and gold.